If you're trying to repair your business credit, here are the steps I want you to follow right now. The very first thing you need to think about is to make payments on time. See, the whole thing here is that it doesn't really matter if your business credit score is already decimated. You have to be in a situation where you are actually reinstilling some sense of normalcy into your business operations. This is very important. So when we talk about here, we're talking about you basically making payments on time. I'm not asking you to make full payments. I'm asking you to make the minimum payments on your business credit cards, on your business lines of credit and loans, your net 30 vendors. Maybe you can actually try to negotiate something with that. You can have an agreement with your net 30 vendors whereby you don't make the full payments, but you make like 30% or 50% of the payment. So it's really important. Okay. See, the whole thing is that when we talk about your payday score, which is your primary business credit score, if you don't make your payments on time, you're never going to be at 80. And 80 is actually the sort of the magic number here. Okay, when you talk about your payday score, 80 is the minimum that vendors will look at and business lenders will look at to say, okay, this business is creditworthy. So my point is what? My point is that you have to bring yourself back into a position where at least you're making payments on time. It could be a partial payment, but it has to be on time. Okay, and so if you're struggling with making timely payments, please reach out to your creditors and negotiate more favorable terms. Do not wait till the last minute. See, the whole thing here is that a lot of small businesses, a lot of entrepreneurs, they get in trouble because they wait till the last minute to actually talk about their monetary problems. If you are struggling right now, if you are facing a financial difficulty, the very first step I want you to take right now is to contact your creditors, is to contact your net 30 vendors. You want to start a conversation. At least you want to let them know. Because I know you're thinking, well, I don't want to scare them away. Well, if you don't make your payment on time, this will be even worse, right? So we want to avoid that. So please contact your creditors. The second thing I want you to do right now is to reduce your debt on revolving credit accounts. So we're talking about revolving credit here, okay? Not business term loans, not installment loans, only revolving credit accounts. So we're speaking about business credit cards and business lines of credit. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. So if you're trying to repair your decimated business credit score, it's really important to understand that your revolving credit plays a quite essential role. Okay, credit score are obviously impacted by how much debt you have. However, you need to understand that a revolving credit is even more, right? Because see, a revolving credit is revolving by definition. In other words, the lender is paying attention to a revolving credit because if you're not able to manage that revolving credit, chances are you wouldn't be in a position to manage a non-revolving credit. In other words, a permanent, like a term loan and installment loan. The nature of a revolving credit is such that it is very easy to understand. You are talking about a line of credit. You are talking about a business credit card. You are talking about a net 30 vendor, whereby you are in a position to tap into the line of credit once you pay off whatever you owe on the card or on the line of credit or what you owe to the net 30 vendor. So it's very important to establish consistency there. It's very important to establish routine, I would say a healthy routine of timely payments. Okay. And the thing is, when we talk about revolving credit, it's really important to maintain a low CUR, a low credit utilization ratio, especially on business credit cards and business lines of credit, right? Because if you tap onto the line too much, like, experts are telling you, please stay at 30%. So, for example, if you have a limit of, let's say, $10,000 on your business credit card, you want to tap into that business credit card all the way to $3,000, nothing more. Okay. What I'm trying to say here is that the balance that you leave on that business credit card, if any, at the end of the period should be no more than $3,000. This is how you're going to gradually rebuild your credit, your business credit score. The third thing I want you to do right now is to rehabilitate past due accounts. By the way, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about how to actually repair your business credit score, okay, and how to repair your business credit. In other words, how to increase your business credit score. See, everything I'm telling you here applies not only to Dun and Bradstreet pay that score, but also to the Intelli score, to Experience score, to Equifax score, business score, of course. Okay. See, when we talk about past due accounts, don't think that you cannot actually rehabilitate them. Don't think that all is lost on those accounts. You want to like going back to what I said earlier, you want to restart a conversation. You want to contact the creditor. You want to contact the lender. You want to contact the net 30 vendor and try to strike a deal with them that states that you make at least, 6 to 9 consecutive payments on time. If you do that, they will remove any negative remarks or any negative marks or delinquencies from your account. You need to understand that since this is not something that lenders frequently offer or are required to do for that matter, you have to reach out and negotiate with them. Going back to negotiation. Okay. Don't believe that a past due account is like past due whatever. No. Everything is possible in life and in business for that matter. But you gotta give it a try. Especially if the derogatory items is really, really, really negative, like the impact is really big, then you want to really find a way to negotiate so that you can reduce the impact of that derogatory items. Okay, so don't be, the whole thing is you have to be strategic though. Okay, be strategic. So for example, big decision time, boss. Do you currently have a past due accounts on your business credit score, on your paydesk score, on your paydesk report, for example? If yes, please, I want you to contact the creditor. I want you to contact the net 30 vendor and restart a conversation. Nothing is lost. Nothing is lost. As long as you can communicate and you can contextualize what happened in the first time, what happened in the first time around, you should be good to go. The fourth thing I want you to do is to open accounts and don't close any. See, the whole thing here is that if you're trying to repair your business credit, if you're trying to improve your business credit score, if you want your payday score to go to pass, let's say to be at 80 or higher, it's important to actually have a diversity of credit accounts, business credit accounts. So here are the rules that apply to personal credit also apply to business credit. See, the whole thing is you want to have business credit cards. You want to have business loans. You want to have business lines of credit. You want to have net 30 vendor. You also want to have transactional history from what we call the secondary stakeholders, like your utility company, your landlord, your phone company. So if you are making bill payments on time for your business, you want this to be actually reported. So the thing is, I'm not sitting here trying to induce you to get more debts. No, what I'm trying to say here is that you need to strategically have a diverse credit mix. You need to have a credit mix. The thing is, you have to see what really applies to you. For example, you don't have to have like a business credit card and a business line of credit and a business loan and a net 30 vendor. No, you have to ask yourself, okay, I'm buying office supplies. Okay, can I actually just have a net 30 vendor like Uline or Granger or Coil for those office supply expenses? Okay, that's one. So what you do is you want to apply for a net 30 account with those vendors. And if let's say you entertain your clients, your business clients every now and then. So instead of actually paying this with a debit card, well, it would be good to actually get a business credit card whereby you actually charge everything. I mean, this is how you think. Same thing applies for a business line of credit or your business loan. So if you have any expense that you believe will help you out, will help your business out, try to use that to actually take care of the expense, right? That way you are saving money, so you can redirect the extra cash flow into your operations. Now, what I'm trying to say here, it has to make sense to your business, though. Okay, very important. The next thing I want you to do is to add positive trade references. This is so important. Okay. By the way, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about business credit repair, what to do right now if you need to actually beef up your business credit score. So when we talk about positive trade references, I'm referring to what I just told you. Like, you want to have as many like suppliers, net 30 vendors, or business partners. You need to understand that all those people, when we talk about business credit score or business credit report for that matter, you have a constellation of stakeholders whose actions, whose reports may have a positive, not may, will have a positive effect on your business credit score. Okay, so are those stakeholders? Well, your business has relationships with suppliers, with vendors, with business partners, right? So when we talk about business partners, it can be utility company, for example. This is important, okay? They play an important role. So the thing is, you need to find a way whereby you ask them to report whatever good behavior you have had. You need to ask them to report that to the business credit bureaus. I'm talking about Dun and Bradstreet. I'm talking about Experian business. I'm talking about Equifax. And sometimes, you know what? Sometimes if they don't want to report your data, well, just do it yourself. Oh yeah, you can do it yourself. Nobody's trying to preventing you from doing it yourself. You can actually contact the credit bureaus, and say, listen, I have relationships with those vendors, and I've been paying them regularly for the last 2 years or 3 years or whatnot, and I just want to report the data. I just want you guys to add them as trade references, and they'll do it for you. Of course, they will have to verify the info, but they will do it. So money, 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 money. Boss, let me ask you a question. Do you currently have some trade references that you already have, that you have already established relationships with? If yes, please use your money, use your business money very strategically. So you want to redirect those payments. You want to redirect those trade references onto your business credit bureaus. Okay, you want to tell them to report your data, your good behavior, to the business credit bureau. The next thing I want you to do here is to keep business and personal finances separate. See, the whole thing is, this is here we are going back to business credit 101. See, the whole thing is, when you have a business, basically, reflexively and automatically, I want you to really keep your business to divorce your business expenses from your personal expenses. The thing is, there's something called the corporate veil. And this is the legal theory that preserves your personal assets if something were to happen. Don't forget, in this life, anything is possible, right? So you really want to be in a position where your personal assets are always preserved. So the way you do this is by maintaining a strict divorce, a strict separation, a strict segregation from between your business expenses and your personal expenses. This is important because, see, the whole thing here is that you're able to manage things separately. You are able to focus exclusively on your business credit score. Like, what I'm trying to say here is that, if somebody if you have some derogatory items on the personal side, you're not trying to fix that by using company money, and vice versa. You want to really, this is important. And on top of that, if you do a good job, you will really, really sort of please the IRS. See, this matters a lot to the IRS. You got to keep your personal and business finances separate, because, if you use items for personal purposes, you cannot deduct them as business expenses and use them to offset your business income. Okay, if you don't keep this cost separate, you could be subject to an audit. Okay, so separating your business and personal finances makes your record keeping less complex and makes analyzing your budget a lot easier. Think about it. It makes everything a lot easier. Okay, so and the thing here is that when you use your EIN, your employer identification number, instead of your social security number, you're not only impacting one score, you're impacting the other. Okay, for example, negative marks on your personal account could lower your business's credit score if they are not separated. So the easiest way to keep those accounts distinct from each other is to have a separate bank accounts and a separate business line of credit. Okay, this is very important. The next thing I want you to do here is to get a secure bank loan. See, if you're trying to repair your business credit, this is really important to understand that you want to be in a situation where you are actually going back to what I said about having a diverse credit mix. This will be really helpful to you to actually have a secure bank loan. See, the whole thing, if you have the money, I want you to go back to your bank and negotiate a secure bank loan. Those loans are a lot easier to get because you are posting collateral, you're pledging company assets. So the bank has absolutely zero risk. Well, there's nothing called zero risk, but the risk is very, very low to the bank when it comes to extending business credit to you. So this basically the bottom line here is that you actually benefited from this situation. You should take advantage of it. Okay, of course you have to make sure that the before you take a secure bank loan, your company's liquidity flows, your company's cash inflows and cash outflows do actually support such a move, right? There has to be consistency, there has to be harmony between getting a secure bank loan and still being monetarily afloat. Okay, those are really important. I want you to think about. So the bottom line here is you got to ask yourself. Okay, there is actually a statement, an accounting report called a statement of cash flows. So here is a statement that actually will give you like a clear idea of where you stand monetarily speaking. Okay, so because that statement has three sections, it has something called a it has cash flows from operating activities, cash flows from financing activities, and cash flows from investing activities. So that's the trifecta that determines your statement of cash flow. So of cash flows, if you analyze this statement properly, you should be able to tell whether or not you are basically generating like an excess of cash, so that you can actually redirect that excess of cash into getting a secured bank loan. This is how you do the analysis. I'm just trying to, like, if you need more explanation on this topic, please just drop us a question below. We'll certainly get back to you, and because it is a very important topic that I don't want to spend like 1 hour, 2 hours developing here, but it is really worth it. Okay, fantastic. Before we close to this conversation, I want to give you a few pro tips and really explain why it is important to actually repair your business credit. And what is credit repair in the first place? Well, credit repair is the process of hiring a company to fix your bad credit, your bad business or personal credit, through the removal of inaccurate, negative information on your credit report. Okay, so a credit repair company works on your behalf to remove this information by communicating with the credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, or Dun and Bradstreet for business credit reports. So this company will communicate with the credit bureaus and or financial companies like your bank, credit union, or debt collector to dispute the errors. Okay, there can be a lot of back and forth, but the end goal here is to have negative information deleted from your credit file so your credit rating improves. Okay, so again, this process is analogous whether we're speaking about business credit scores or personal credit scores for that matter. Okay, and credit repair companies don't help you manage your money. It's really important. Okay, and so this is a different service that's offered by credit counseling companies. So it's really important to see that distinction here, okay? And so when we talk about cost, how much does credit repair cost? Well, credit repair services are not free. I mean, you probably thought about that, right? But you will not incur a fee until services are delivered. So fees are charged in one of two ways: monthly or per item removed from your credit report. So monthly subscriptions charge you for services provided during the previous 30 days, while the latter only charges you once the regulatory info is removed from your credit file. So the exact fees vary by service, but they can add up to hundreds or thousands of dollars every year. So those are really important. You need to really think about. And the big question is it worth it? Is this service worth it for your business? Okay, to actually repair credit like through by outsourcing the whole thing. Because if you remember, everything I gave you into this conversation, those are things you can do yourself. Those are things you can actually do to repair your credit, to improve your credit, your business credit gradually. See, gradually. But if you have the cash and you want to outsource part of the regulatory item removal or dispute, you can actually talk to a business credit repair company. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about business credit repair, what to do if right now you're having problems. Okay, so make payments on time, reduce your debt on revolving credit accounts, rehabilitate past due accounts, open accounts and don't close any. You want to add positive trade references. You want to keep business and personal finances separate, and you want to get a secure bank loan. And yes, thank you so much. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.